I'm a very strong believer. How they move in and their disposition at move in sets the tone of their duration of them living there. If you move them in and they're upset with their apartment or things aren't ready, then or things they're having to wait on us because we didn't make sure things were done ahead of time, it sets the tone of how they're going to live for the next 12 months. That's a long time just to be with someone and have a consistent irritable relationship. So I think when doing everything in the beginning, it sets the tone of how we handle business and also how we want them to be happy at move-in and excited. So I think ultimately that would probably be the better benefit, or is like the relationship building that we get to do outside of paperwork. We have to have our residents sign up through pet screening, which is kind of the hardest part because those residents that do not have a pet feel that they shouldn't have to create a profile that reports on a pet. And as you understand, like I get it's kind of extra to make a profile that says you don't have a pet, but those processes teach them like what our rules are here. And so sending those reminders to them help us get that done, because I can't tell you how many times people have sat in the office for an hour to 2 hours delaying their move-in time because we do set appointments because they didn't get the steps needed to done and or get the steps needed to complete what needed to be done before the move-in. So I think that was the more critical part for me personally, was that it saves so much time at move-in versus having people in the office waiting and then still trying to assist people as they come in, because we do have pretty high traffic and our phones ring pretty often. It's not like, hey, here's a friendly reminder, you need to get this done. And so I feel like sometimes those phone conversations kind of diminish relationships depending on their irritability of how often they're needing to be reminded prior to move in. And so it's mostly helped irritation because moving is not fun, and time. I'm big on teamwork and having a centralized area that not only one staff member could see what needs to be done and be prepared. It actually improved our team here as collectively, so we can work better to achieve the things to get the things that we needed done prior to move-in, which makes our move-in days a lot easier. And so ultimately it's been really good to have, and a nice perk, and for those that are wonderful with getting that stuff uploaded. And we have a lot of tasks to do prior to move-in, and everything updater needed to provide has provided it for us, or they made a way to provide it. Incredibly simple. It's very, very, very direct. I just dove into it. I was like, you know what, let's just jump into it. Let's figure it out. And I am tech savvy, so I was able to figure it out very quickly, but it's beyond simple. And onboarding was very easy to get everyone on, have a login, and then it already imported everything. So it's not like we had to do much. So ultimately it was just a breeze. It's empowering to know that there's technology out there that could make your life easier. And if you're willing to try it, it's worth a try. Not only is work stressful as it is, having something in place to make it a little bit easier is always going to be beneficial, not only to you, but your employees or your staff or your teams, however you want to place it. If you alleviate some of the pressure that comes with the workload, sometimes it just makes working there a little bit more enjoyable.